all the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Susan every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD.
Good day everyone, as well to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo, Quezon City. Today is Friday, July 19, and we'll bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. I am Rob Susan for AFP Community News.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For our headlines, Philippine RORE mission to remain independent amid U.S. support options.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Naval Forces Western Mindanao conducts relief operation for weather-affected families in Zamboanga City.
DWDD National News.
Department of Agriculture plans one-year trial period 29 peso per kilo rice program.
DWDD National News.
NBI finds almost 80 Chinese nationals working at a factory in Bulacan without necessary papers.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And for the brief overview of our stories, the National Security Council stated that rotation and resupply missions in the West Philippine Sea will remain solely Philippine operations despite potential United Nations assistance. NSC spokesperson Jonathan Malaya confirmed that Philippine ships, personnel, and leadership will handle these missions. However, he noted that this stand could change based on top management's guidance. Malaya acknowledged the U.S. roles in training and modernizing the Philippine Armed Forces, highlighting joint exercises in infrastructure development under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement or EDCA.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Naval Forces Western Mindanao conducted a relief operation for families affected by the adverse weather in Zamboanga City yesterday. This was in collaboration with M. Lewilier OPEC Zamsulta, Las Islas, and MJ Catering. Troops distributed relief packs containing 2 kilos of rice, canned goods, noodles, and drinking water to 75 families temporarily sheltered at an evacuation center. The beneficiaries were from Barangay Pamukutan and Sitio Anoling, who were displaced by heavy rains and flooding caused by the southwest monsoon last July 12 to 13, 2024. The troops and partner stakeholders assured their readiness to support communities in times of disaster.
Armed Forces Radio.
We have a report coming in about AFP ETDC marked 7th anniversary. Go for the details, Jait.
Yes, Rob, the Armed Forces of the Philippines Education, Training and Doctrine Command celebrated its 7th founding anniversary yesterday. General Romeo Browner Jr., AFP Chief of Staff, served as guest of honor and speaker, praised AFP ETDC's accomplishments and its crucial role in enhancing AFP training capabilities. He commended the command for its commitment to excellence, noting its reputation for attracting international students. He also urged them to maintain excellence in training and education. This is Jay reporting for AFP News, one AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jay.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
In the past 2 days, former members of communist terrorist groups in Central Luzon have surrendered to authorities and renounced their support for the CPP, NPA, and NIF. According to the Police Regional Office 3, among the surrenderers are Katagpi and Kamarta from Tarlac, who handed over firearms and explosives. 2 others from Bataan surrendered with an improvised shotgun, while the 8 members in Nueva Ecija withdrew their support from AMGL. Additional surrenders included Ka Felix in Zambales, Cadel in Pampanga, alias Teo in Aurora, and Caberto in Nueva Ecija, all turning in various weapons.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
At least 30 former New People's Army members in Matuguinao, Samar will soon own houses through the Saad Nga Balay program. Mayor Aran Boller announced that site preparation is underway following the groundbreaking ceremony. Funded by the Samar provincial government, Each semi-concrete house costs 250,000 pesos and is situated on a 49 square meter lot. The priority recipients are former regular NPA fighters, wherein the project was initiated by Brigadier General Leonard Lalina and first implemented in San Jose de Buan. The Matuginao project, expected to be completed next year, involves collaboration between local and national agencies and includes skill training and community development programs for the beneficiaries.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from JR about AFP concludes 2024 Dependent Sports League with closing ceremony.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines held the closing ceremony for the 2024 Dependent Sports League at Camp Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City yesterday. Lieutenant General Charlton Sean Garland, AFP Deputy Chief of Staff, served as the guest of honor and speaker on behalf of General Romeo S. Browner Jr., AFP Chief of Staff. This year's league focused on strengthening family involvement and promoting a healthy, active lifestyle among AFP members and their dependents. Lieutenant General Garland praised the participants for their dedication and sportsmanship, highlighting the value of teamwork and friendship formed during the league. This is JR reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, JR.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Philippine Naval Intelligence and the National Bureau of Investigation arrested two notorious hackers responsible for breaching the Philippine Naval database in consecutive joint operations. The suspects, known as Hashinja and Dark Jean, were apprehended last July 16 in Cagayan de Oro City and Cubao, Quezon City, respectively. Hashinja was identified by another hacker, New Bix Hacker, who was arrested earlier last July 8 in Tagaytay City and had been providing code-protected files from the hacked Navy database. Dark Jean was caught with the help of a cooperative person of interest, an employee of the Philippine Navy. He confessed to funding the Blood Security International Hacking Syndicate, which was responsible for the 2016 Commission and Elections Act and other government agency breaches.
DWDD National News.
For our national news, the Department of Agriculture is planning to extend the trial period of the 29 peso per kilo program to 1 year. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel Jr. explained that the program is a large-scale trial to determine if the government can sell rice at these low levels. The DA chief said the 1 year period will give them time to review the entire chain from buying seeds up to the retailing stage. The 29 peso per kilo rice is available for sale to 4-piece beneficiaries, senior citizens, persons with disabilities, solo parents, and indigenous people at the 10 Kariwa sites in Metro Manila and Bulacan every Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Armed Forces Radio.
From First CRG, let's hear more updates from Joanne about Peace and Development Center opens in Baler, Aurora.
The first ever Peace and Development Center here in Central Luzon was officially launched on Wednesday, July 17, 2024 at the Aurora Trading Center compound in Barangay Calabuanan in the capital town of Aurora. The blessing of the Peace and Development Center was led by the Office of the Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation and Unity, Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr., Aurora Governor Reynente Tolentino, the head of the Provincial Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, Aurora Vice Governor Jennifer Aranya, and the Commander of the Northern Luzon Command, Lieutenant General Fernil G. Buca. According to Lieutenant Colonel Aris A. Quinto, Acting Commander of the 91st Infantry Sinagtala Battalion, Philippine Army, the Peace and Development Center is a great help to former rebels and supporters to change their lives in the province of Aurora, catering also the two municipalities of Nueva Ecija, Gabaldon, and Bongabon. He assured that through the Peace and Development Center, the 91st Infantry Battalion will continue to capacitate former rebels through consultation, seminars, and capacity building training. During the launching, Secretary Galvez handed over a 5 million pesos trust fund to Governor Tolentino for the operation of the Peace and Development Center. He also gave 100 pesos to each of the 10 people's organization of the former rebels organized by the 91st Infantry Battalion. million. Educational assistance of 5,000 pesos each was also given to 11 students who were from families and kin of the former rebels and supporters, and 50 kilos of each rice subsidy to 58 former rebels were also distributed. Secretary Galvez also promised to give 27 million pesos for the Peace and Development Center building next year for the provincial government of Aurora in collaboration with Aurora Representative Angara, Senator Angara, and the Department of Public Works and Highways to fast-track the project. Meanwhile, Danilo German, alias Ka Danger, a former rebel, said that the Peace and Development Center is a dream come true and the results of the whole government approach. This is John Sagao reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Joanne.
DWDD National News.
The National Bureau of Investigation has taken into custody almost 80 Chinese nationals for allegedly working at a factory in Bulacan without the necessary documents. In an operation with the Bureau of Immigration and the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, the NBI found undocumented employees and those working under a tourist visa. NBI also took custody of 6 company officials. The agency said that it would charge whoever hired the foreigners and that it would coordinate with the BI on an investigation into how the foreign nationals arrive in the country.
DWDD National News.
Some lawmakers want to hear President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s policy direction on Philippine offshore gaming operations or POGO during his third State of the Nation address on Monday. House Deputy Majority Leader and ACT CIS Party List Representative Erwin Tulfo said that the Congress is waiting on the President's guidance regarding the issue. For his part, House Assistant Majority Leader and Lanao del Sur 1st District Representative Zia Adiong wanted to know PBBM's directive in curbing and running against illegal POGOs. In a joint hearing of the House Committee on Public Order and Safety and the House Committee on Games and Amusements yesterday, video clips showing physical abuse and torture of alleged workers in raided POGO hubs were shown.
Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let's hear from Jai about Philippine Army test fires newly acquired Israeli light tanks.
The Philippine Army's 1st Tank Battalion has successfully test-fired the 105mm main guns of its newly acquired Sabra light tanks from Israel at the Colonel Ernesto Rabina Air Base Target Range in Tarlac. Armor Division Commander Major General Pedro C. Balisi Jr. attended the exercise to assess the tank's performance. According to the report, the said event was crucial for maintaining the battalion's combat readiness and operational efficiency. The light tank acquisition under Horizon 2 of the revised Armed Forces of the Philippines Modernization Program includes 20 Sabra units and 10 wheeled armored vehicles valued at 9.4 billion pesos, wherein 6 to 10 Sabra units are currently in service. This is Jai reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jai.
DWDD National News.
The North-South Commuter Railway or NSCR promises commuters from Buendia, Makati or Alabang, Muntinlupa to reach the Clark International Airport in Pampanga in just 40 minutes. The high-tech train system stretches from Calamba, Laguna to Clark, Pampanga. According to the Department of Transportation, the West Valenzuela-Clark segment of the NSCR will be the first to operate in the first quarter of 2028. Meanwhile, the Balagtas station in Bulacan is 95% complete, while the Clark station beside Clark International Airport is 80% done.
DWDD National News.
Department of Education Secretary Sonny Angara assured that they will implement changes and reforms aligned with the goals of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s Bagong Pilipinas. As he took the helm of DepEd yesterday, he said he considers his appointment a great honor and promised to further enhance programs that promote high-quality education for the students. The new DepEd chief also acknowledged Vice President Sara Duterte and other DepEd officials present during the turnover ceremony. Prior to the official turnover of the agency's leadership, 5 high-ranking officials submitted their resignation to PBBM.
Armed Forces Radio. Report.
From second year, let's hear more updates from Jess about ROTC program continues to mold future leaders in Albay.
Yes, Rolf. Brigadier General Jose Riqueila of Philippine Army, the commander of the 903rd Infantry Patriot Brigade, attended as a guest of honor and speaker at the joint closing ceremony for RSCT MS-3 and MS-3132, as well as the opening ceremony for MS-3132 Batch 2 and ARAPT 4142 activity facilitated by the 5 RCD Jurescom Philippine Army held at Tabaco National High School in Tabaco City, Albay on July 10, 2024. A total of 555 RSCT students successfully completed their training and moved on to the MS-3132 program, while 449 ROTC cadets will undergo the MS-4142 for a period of 14 days. During his speech, Brigadier General Laniog commended the RSCT graduates and encouraged the advanced ROTC cadets to tackle the forthcoming challenges and emphasized the importance of the knowledge and skills acquired through ROTC program. He also encouraged the cadets to pursue their dreams of becoming future leaders in the Armed Forces of the Philippines and other uniformed services. This is Jess from Solcom reporting for AFP News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Jess.
DWDD National News.
Vice President Sara Duterte urges Department of Education Secretary Sonny Angara to continue revising the Senior High School or SHS curriculum. Duterte emphasized the importance of the implementation of a new curriculum that prepares students to transition directly into the workforce upon grade 12 graduation. She also hopes that Angara would continue advancing the agency's digitization efforts to institutionalize the blended or distance learning. Duterte formally handed over the leadership of DepEd to Angara in a simple ceremony yesterday.
DWDD National News.
The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration or PAGASA debunks posts circulating on social media about a Yolanda-like super typhoon approaching the Philippines. PAGASA weather specialist Chanel Dominguez clarified that there is no truth to these alarming claims. Dominguez urged the public to rely only on verified sources for weather information. As of Thursday afternoon, PAGASA is actively monitoring a low-pressure area in the vicinity of Sablayan Occidental, Mindoro, which is expected to move away from the country towards the West Philippine Sea.
Armed Forces Radio. Report.
And now let us hear our report on the ground about Philippine Army hosts 30th Indo-Phil Army Working Group meeting. Go on for the details, Gina.
The Philippine Army held the 30th Indo-Phil Army Working Group meeting at its headquarters in Fort Bonifacio, Taguig City yesterday. The meeting was attended by delegates from the Tentara Nasional Indonesia Angkatan Darat and the Philippine Army led by Brigadier General Tevi A. Cebuwa and Colonel Benjamin L. Leander respectively. During the meeting, participants reviewed and assessed Indo-Phil activities for 2024 and discussed future bilateral engagements. The Indo-Phil Army Working Group meeting is an annual event alternately hosted by the two armies aimed at strengthening military ties between the Philippines and Indonesia. This is Gina reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gina.
DWDD National
It's already
News.
12:19 in the afternoon and you are still tuning at AFP Radio. The vaccines against the African swine fever or ASF to backyard hog raisers for free. This follows the DA's announcement that they intend to start its ASF vaccination program by September. Villafuerte emphasized that backyard racers are still financially distressed due to the impact of ASF outbreaks and COVID-19 on their respective businesses. He said small racers are in no position to shoulder the extra cost of vaccination.
DWDD National News.
58% of Filipino families, or around 16 million households, considered themselves poor according to the latest social weather station survey. This was a 12% increase from the 46% in March. Meanwhile, 30% of Filipino families rated themselves as not poor, while 12% answered borderline by placing themselves on a horizontal line dividing poor and not poor. The second quarter SWS survey was conducted through face-to-face interviews with 1,500 respondents.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
For other updates, let us hear the details about Naval Reserve Command commences training for 30 future drill instructors. Go ahead, Beth.
The Naval Reserve Command through the Naval Reserve Training Center held the reception rite for 30 students of the Naval Reserve Drill Instructor Course Class 12 2022. This event marked the start of a transformative journey for these future drill instructors, where their physical and mental capabilities were started through rigorous exercises. The successful completion of these initial challenges laid the groundwork for their development and to implement the explanatory leaders poised to enhance the strength and readiness for the Philippine Navy Reserve Force. This is Betanieta reporting for the AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Taniete.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
From Laguna, more updates from El Mercado about PNP 4A holds Serbisyong Bayanihan Caravan in Camp General Vicente Lima.
Thank you very much. PNP Region 4A Regional Director, Police Brigadier General Paul Kenneth Lucas expresses gratitude to the members of Calabarzon PNP and their dependents because of successful holding a Serbisyong Bayanihan Caravan which was carried out inside the Camp Brigadier General Vicente Lim in Calamba City, Province of Laguna. The activity, which was attended of more than 1,000 participants, was also led by PNP Chief General Romero Francisco Marbil as a special guest of honor. In his statement, General Marbil commended the entire management of Police Regional Office 4A under the leadership of Police Brigadier General Lucas for extending various government services and assistance that strengthened the PNP mantra sa Bagong Pilipinas, gusto ng pulis, ligtas ka. The said caravan includes processing of the license to own and possess firearms or LTAP, scholarship claims and other benefits, national police clearance, medical and dental services, sports clinic, legal consultation, renewal and application of driver's license, livelihood training, First Communion, services from the Philippine Statistic Authority, and among others. According to Police Brigadier General Lucas, Serbisyong Bayanihan Caravan for PNP Region 4A Police Personnel and Dependents was anchored on PNP Chiefs Damayang May Malasakit sa Kapulisan program. This is Ella Mercado reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Elo Mercado from Laguna.
DWDD National News.
The Government Service Insurance System, or GSIS, is set to offer light loans to its member by October, and GSIS President and General Manager Vic Veloso explained that this allows members to take out small loans ranging from 5,000 to 50,000 pesos. Veloso said that they could use it for an emergency expenses. The loans have a term of up to 1 year.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
That's all for today's broadcast. Thank you for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in next week for more updates, same time and same station. Again, this is Rolf Susan for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng